Take a fucking gander here.
Yeah. What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. We have, I know you guys are just like, holy shit, BonerJams on a Monday. What the fuck is going on? And I'm scarier looking on a Monday than normally. But I have a few friends here who want to hang out for a bit. We have a special guest who's got a dope robe and looks like a pipe in his mouth in the thumbnail, which I like to thank Kurt for, because Kurt is the man. So who gives a fuck about what I have to say? So I'm gonna bring Xander in, just because that's my boy. What's up, Xander?
What's up, dude? I care about what you have to think.
I know, because you're nice.
Oh, thanks, man. It's good to see you.
You too, my man.
I'm excited for
exciting.
Tonight. Dude, just hanging out, just doing the usual thing, just hanging out. I don't know. I got nothing really cool and exciting to talk about tonight, other than I'm excited for our guest and to hang out with my friends. So it should be fun.
Just getting ready for tour life, right? A couple weeks.
Yeah, I leave here in like 20, looking at my calendar, 27 days from now, something like that. So that'll be fun, man. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, man, it'll be good. We have our other co-host who's, hey, AJ, put your pants. Oh, there you go. You have your pants back on. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Why do I keep disappearing?
I don't know. We didn't want to see.
It's getting really hard to work with you guys.
I know.
Yeah, don't let me into this. I'm not behind the controls. I don't have the sticks.
God.
Yo, what's good, AJ?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fucking good, man. I'm great. What's good with you? I don't know. I'm great. Great life.
You're gonna be going away soon. Gonna be going on a little trip.
Yeah. I'm fucking terrified. Scared as shit, man. It's gonna be fun though. I'm excited for the trip itself, not so much the
Where are you going?
Seattle.
Ah, Europe. Nice.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see the Eiffel Tower, so.
Yeah, dude. I bet you have, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
You want me to do this? Want me to introduce this guy?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Let's bring the guest on.
Guys, I know I say this all the time, which is actually only one time because we've only had one guest on the podcast so far, but a good friend of mine, insanely talented drummer, handsome as fuck, super handsome.
Hell yeah.
To introduce you guys to Corey. Corey is here.
Oh shit, son.
Yep, it's me.
All right,
I'm the
so
guest.
we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
All right, all jokes aside, we do have a friend of mine. We do have an incredibly talented drummer. He is one of my all-time favorite drummers. That's actually how he and I met. We have Alan Cassidy of the Black Dahlia Murder in the building.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
I should have said he eats so many sandwich. That's my favorite thing to say about him.
What's that?
That you eat so much sandwich.
Oh yeah, so much. I'm really glad I got those two. Was it 2 or 3? I can't remember. I think I got 2 sandwiches, but
no, you got 3 because you ate one while we were there.
That's right. Yeah. It really sucks that I think we actually had an air fryer on that tour, and I was able to, try and get like at least half of it in, but it was one of those like jamming it in while the sandwich is just like overflowing out of the side of it or whatever. But
I can't believe that you finished a single sandwich, because I ate mine for like 3 days afterwards.
yeah, I think I was getting through half of it for one meal and then the other half later. But
Wild.
you know, you just get per diems every day, so it's just kind of like, well, guess we'll get more cool food to eat for later.
It was the best sandwich I think I've ever had in my life. So thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anytime I can go to PJ's Bar and Grill in Columbus, Ohio, I will do it every time.
It's the sketchiest place on planet Earth. It's literally like a shitty convenience store that isn't a convenience store. It's
I mean, it is
angry dudes making sandwiches.
Those guys were very disgruntled. Like they
We
did
went like 2 weeks ago, and it was another dude, and he was just as pissed.
I mean, if they're like having to serve a bunch of like drunk and high college kids all the time, then I probably wouldn't be too stoked either.
Yeah, whatever. I like PJs, so I'm glad that we know that. Enough about sandwiches. Alan, how are you?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm a little under the weather. Woke up about a day or two ago with mucus just secreting from every hole in my face, and just trying to power through it right now.
Hell yeah.
You look great, dude.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I just showered, so you got
Nice.
the cleanest version of me possible.
Your bouffant looks nice and fluffy, so it's
Oh,
good.
thank you. Definitely powdering my balls. I actually wanted to wear the smoker's jacket that I have in the thumbnail there, but I didn't have time to get it all together and get the ascot, man, because the ascot is the thing that really
it's sick.
Pulls the whole look together.
It does.
And it's a bitch trying to tie that thing the right way too. Like I had to look up a video probably like 5 different times while trying to shoot that unboxing video. That's the reason why I look like that, is for that.
Followers, sorry.
I was like, who's in the chat now?
All right, Brian.
Yeah.
Do stuff.
Yeah.
To ruin this podcast.
You want me to do stuff before I ruin the podcast? Is that what you said?
You do stuff before I ruin the podcast, like I always do.
No, you're good. You're good. But so, Alan, thank you so much for taking some time to hang out with us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And then I know Xander has a ton of shit he wants to go over. So, no, I know Xander is definitely prepared for the show. So have I. AJ, I'm not so sure. AJ,
I do have a question.
Do you? All right, we'll let you start, man. Go ahead.
Can I have the statutory ape outfit, and you guys get a new one? I'll buy it. That can replenish the funds to buy a new one, and then I can display it here.
Man, now that I think we found a reliable source that makes them,
yeah,
quite possibly, because that thing, it gets ripped up pretty quickly. I guess like now that the ape's not really doing as many stage dives and all that stuff, it doesn't happen as quickly. But yeah, there's a good chance. We actually had to replace the ape suit a number of years ago after the Warped Tour that we did back in 2013, because Kareem, our old tour manager, who also runs Night Shift merch, he was going out stage diving and like running around with people and just getting assaulted a lot. Like, yeah. You would not believe how many people are just like, guy in a costume, let's fuck him up. It's like, I didn't think that was like the first, general reaction from people, but beware, don't wear a costume to a show unless you just want to get totally pummeled by people that think that's the way to treat a dude in a costume.
I have a follow-up question about the ape. When he came off the stage in Columbus, he gave me a kiss, but he won't text me back now. So.
He actually has his own Tinder, His name is Statford. And we've been, well, our tour manager, who is the ape, will get on the Tinder, and he's gotten a number of matches, and then just like stays in character and sees how far he can get with the situation. So hop on there next time we're in your area, and maybe you'll match and be forced, or he'll be forced to talk to you. But I don't know what they have now. I know it's something like you could pay way the fuck extra to be like, hey, I know we didn't match, but like I paid to make us match, which is like every girl's dream, I'm sure. Like, oh, good. You paid the $150 or something, so I have to talk to you.
Another follow-up question about the ape. I just saw in my chat that somebody said they want to see me as the statutory ape at a show. Can I do that in Columbus?
There might be a chance. It's just it's more of a safety liability more than anything. But yes, we might be able to work something out.
I'll sign a contract. I know how to write my name.
AJ.
Okay.
Backwards, Jay.
All right, let's. Oh, Cheese sent me $200.
No, that was to me.
Oh well.
Thanks, Cheese. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
It's actually
Cheese.
Xander and I are going to use that for dinner, right, Xander?
Oh yeah, dude. How many Chipotle burritos is that? At least like 3.
Man, this inflation's getting crazy.
Dude, I got a steak bowl, a double steak bowl today for $18.
Yikes.
Yeah, luckily it was on a gift card, but still, bro.
Should have got fucking BB Bop instead of Chipotle.
What's BB Bop?
I brought it to you in Columbus at that one show.
Oh, I don't think you ever told me what it was.
Yeah, it's like Chipotle, but better.
Oh, yeah, dude, way better. I think it was just because it was from you personally.
Where does that exist in the country? I've never heard of it either.
Yeah.
We have a fair amount of them in Ohio. They're all like north of us, but I'd say they're probably growing pretty quick. They fucking invited me to some like premiere, like a restaurant opening like 2 days before, and I was like, gave me more of a warning, I'd be there for sure. But yeah.
Is it just an Ohio thing?
Let's see.
What's it called? BB Bop?
BB Bop.
BB Bop. It's a hell of a name.
Yeah, we're getting to the burning questions about Alan's prestigious fucking drum career here. Where are all the BB Bops?
Where are all the BB Bops? And also, we just got like by me, I know that they're not like they exist in a lot of places, I think, like around the country, or at least like West Coast or something. God, what is it called? It's something Jolly Beez. Yeah, I think it's Jolly Beez. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's really weird. It's like it's a Filipino fast food place, and it is super bizarre because they sell fried chicken, but they also sell like spaghetti. And it just seems like such a weird mashup of things. And you can get a combo where it's like a 8-piece chicken, spaghetti, or like some kind of weird what is it, like some Filipino thing I've never heard of. And then what's the other one? I guess like a smash burger or something. And then you can also get a mango pie, like a McDonald's type of like apple pie. And I was just like, this is the strangest combination of stuff together. And the spaghetti is also different. Like the sauce is different. Like it's got like a sweeter flavor to it. And it's like they say it's a Filipino twist on, the regular sauce, but it was a little underwhelming, but interesting to try nonetheless, I guess.
Speaking of spaghetti and Michigan, where you are, I think. You ever gone to Eminem's restaurant?
Absolutely.
I want to go so bad.
It's not bad. I mean, it's not great either. It's okay. It's definitely overpriced, and oh my god, they must like throw so much like oil, like olive oil or something into the pasta, because holy shit, our tour manager was on tour with I want to say Obituary, and they were playing a show at the venue that's right next door, and I got the spaghetti right before I went over there, and within like 30 minutes I got into the venue and it was just like I had bubble guts so bad. I ran downstairs and I took like a literal like 35-minute shit. It was so horrible. Like, thank God the bathrooms at that venue are actually pretty nice, but yeah, just exploding out of my ass like in record time.
That's pretty impressive. It must only be an Ohio thing, because that is like, obviously I'm here in Chillicothe. That's all in Ohio, and then when you zoom out, there is nothing else in the entire world.
Interesting. I was living in Ohio for a little bit. I was in a band called Karen Page out of the Ohio Valley, and yeah, never heard of that place in the like year that I was there, and still have friends, and you know, I'm doing a project with one of the guys from that band, and yeah, he's never mentioned it. I've never seen it, but the area that they're in is also like just very industrialized, you know. Oh, it's like Steubenville. He lives in Steubenville, which, you know, if you've been in Ohio, you probably have to know what it is.
Yeah.
But what was it again? Sorry, one more time. BB
Bop.
BB Bop. All right.
You guys
BB
are
Rexa.
If you guys do a Cincinnati show and a Columbus show, we'll save PJs for Columbus, but we'll come down and go to BB Bop in Cincinnati.
All right, we'll definitely be at one of those, but maybe more likely Cleveland. But you know, we'll get back around to those two cities at some point.
Fuck Cleveland. Too far away. We going to Cleveland?
I assume so. If that's our only choice.
All right. Oh, you just want to see the ape.
I miss him. Thought that kiss meant something.
Unbelievable.
So did you guys take the statutory ape from the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones, an amazing band?
I am actually not sure what the origin of that was. I never thought to ask, even though it is something that I've always been like, where the hell did this come from? But for some reason in 10 years, every single time being around like Brian and Trevor, I never thought to bring it up.
Gotcha. So if you guys in the chat have no clue, all 51,000 people watching, statutory ape is like the boss stone for the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones. He just gets on stage, starts dancing, throwing semen around stage, kind of like a guar show. It's pretty crazy. So, so if you guys had no clue what we were talking about, that's what it is. So
I had no idea what you're talking about.
now you know, Xander.
Yeah, dude. So, Alan, tell me, like, what was your biggest inspiration to wanting to start playing drums? How did that come to be?
There really wasn't like an inspiration. It was just kind of, I was doing it ever since I could like move, essentially. Like my mom just said that I was, you know, hitting stuff as like a baby with a certain amount of rhythmic accuracy or tempo keeping or whatever. And yeah, it just kind of was innate, and I, you know, had to do it. Like it was just something that I really enjoyed. And then yeah, like I got a drum set at 10 years old, but before that I was playing on like a practice pad, and you know, there was always music on in our house and stuff, and I would just get the practice pad out and play along to that stuff. And before that, it was like putting toys together and having like a crude drum kit assemblage, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just kind of evolved ever since I could move, like I said.
Yeah, it just sounds like it was just like, based on what you're telling me, it was just like instinctually in you, like you just had that natural gift, we'll say, that like you're just rhythmically inclined, and like the drums was just always in some capacity more or less going to be a part of your life, it seems, just based on what you're saying.
Yeah, really, that's what it was. And it was just, it came so naturally that I enjoyed it because it was very easy, and yeah, just kind of followed it for fun. And when I was a kid, I never really thought that like I was going to get to play drums for a living. And then once I got to be about like 15 years old and joined like my first local band and started playing shows with them around town and shit, I that's when I realized I was like, this is so awesome. Like that was really the first time I got to be in a band. And that's when I kind of decided like, okay, this is where I want to go with my life. And I'm just going to try and spend, all of my time, like trying to get somewhere with it and just do covers and figure out how to join a band and tour and do stuff. So yeah, it's just always been a passion of mine. And yeah, and I love music. So, it's like, between listening to it and getting to write and perform it, it was just kind of a no-brainer. It's the easiest thing I could do for a job.
Hell yeah, man. And you're great at it, to put it mildly.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, no worries, dude. So what was some of the bands that you were listening to when you're like, say, 10 years old, when you got your first drum kit? Like, what was your biggest inspiration in terms of like, drum influences or just music influences in general?
It was a lot of like whatever my parents were listening to. And back then, we didn't have access to a ton of ways to listen to music. It was like you got the radio, you got whatever CDs you buy, and that's kind of it. And so my dad was a huge Beatles fan, so that was like always on. And kind of just like 90s radio and whatnot. And I had preferences, I guess. I liked certain things, but I really wasn't, knowledgeable enough, I guess, to have like interests of my own, I guess. And then when I got a little bit older, probably about like 11, 12, something like that, that's when my dad started like listening to Blink 182 and got into Green Day and got into Nirvana. And so I heard all that stuff and Van Halen. And when I heard like Blink and Green Day, that was definitely like a harder, faster style of rock that I wanted to like, explore and be able to play. And it was just kind of a insatiable thing after that. I was always looking for the next heaviest thing. And so, yeah, it just kind of spiraled from there, got into like Slipknot in middle school and got into I found some kids' CDs on the bus that he left behind, and I took Pantera, or no, friend showed me Pantera, but out of the kids' CDs, I took Slayer. He had like Rain and Blood and South of Heaven, and I just grabbed them on a whim because I was like, I always hear the name Slayer, so like, let's see what's up with this. And I was like, oh my god, these guys kick so much ass. I can see why people just randomly scream Slayer all the time. And yeah, so it's just kind of been like that ever since.
It's funny to hear your story and your trajectory, because it just seems like everybody who's a musician, like we always start, or anybody with fan of music, like we always just start with what our parents are having, kicking around the house. And then like what you said resonated a lot with me. It's like, it's always that like deep dive to like find the next heavy thing. Like it's never heavy enough. Like it's always trying to find the next thing, the next, source of inspiration. So like, I just feel like, I don't know, I can really resonate with that story. Like I don't know, I appreciate you telling me that, because it's like, it seems like how we always, like, I'd like to think we're pretty much the same age. Like we're always just diving into like, the next thing that inspires us. So it's just cool to hear that story.
Yeah, and it was like um it was a little tough until my dad started listening to the other stuff because I knew that I wanted something else. I just was too young to know what was even out there.
Yeah,
And
sure.
it was kind of just like a itch that you couldn't scratch because you didn't really know like what you wanted and what existed. And so yeah, glad that I mean, I guess I was gonna find it at some point or find something that I liked at some point, but it it felt like a long time to get to those things that I really enjoyed, like the really heavy stuff, you know, like
Mhm.
it, and especially like I said, back in the 90s and the early thousands and whatnot, you just don't have as much access to music without like spending a ton of money or however you would go about doing it. So yeah, it took me a little longer than I wanted, but I'm glad I'm here now.
Hell yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Weird story about always finding the next heaviest thing. Slipknot was my heaviest thing until I came across Black Dahlia Murder, the Faceless, Whitechapel. Like there was like a weird time where all I had from like 2000 to like 2006 was Slipknot, and anything less than that was like White Zombie, heavy or whatever. And then I had a skateboarder friend named Devin who was constantly listening to shit with blast beats, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then yeah, fast forward a little bit, and like Necropolis was like my go-to song and shit. So that's it's weird that the next heaviest thing for me is Black Dahlia Murder.
We have very similar developments then, because that was kind of the same thing with me. Like um I had been a huge Slipknot fan for the longest time because, like you said, it was about the heaviest thing that I had heard. Um, and then at a certain point, my dad got satellite TV, and then I found like the metal channel, and that's when I started like finding out about more bands that I didn't know were that heavy. And then that was like very early on, or a little bit past like Napster, you know, when you could start downloading stuff with like LimeWire or whatever. And so I would download some of the songs I would find on there. And then of course there was like the revival of Headbangers Ball, which was a huge um gateway for me. Like when the uh compilation CD came out, oh my god, that like opened up so many avenues for me. I totally forgot about that too. I really got into like Mastodon, like I don't know, maybe
Yeah, Xander.
because like Slipknot was uh more in my middle school years, and then like Headbangers Ball came out a little bit toward the end of that for me. So it was like Mastodon, In Flames, Arch Enemy, all that stuff. And I just didn't have, you know, the money to go out and get the CDs. And then at the time, like LimeWire didn't always have the entire album or something, and you'd be like searching for track 5 forever because for some reason it just wasn't there. And but yeah, there was a lot of stuff that got me there, and Black Dahlia was one of them, where I heard about them like not too long after uh Unhallowed had come out. And at first I uh absolutely hated the idea of blast beats. I heard, I mean, because that album is like tons of blast beats. And yeah, I was kind of just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like this dude just keeps playing like, you know, like a roll the entire time, like on his hands, like, but it's like between a cymbal and a snare. And all I knew was I love the guitar riffs and I love the vocals. And I just was like, the drums are just very lacking in my opinion. And then on like the third listen, I was like, okay, I get this. This is actually like really heavy for this kind of like caveman idea of you know, playing this type of stuff to this music. And then it was almost as if, like, you know, you learn a word that you've never heard before, and all of a sudden you start seeing that word everywhere, like right after that. And then I started hearing all sorts of other music with blast beats, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is sick.
The same shit. Like, I remember having conversations because we both played drums forever, and we've always been like, yeah, blast beats just don't do anything for me. Like, we don't, it's whatever. And then over the last couple of years, it's like all the music that we listen to now is blast beat music. So it's fucking really strange coincidence though.
I also think, like, blast beats are cool, but, you know, it's as like a good musician for any instrument or whatever, and especially drums, that you can be as expressive as you want on any of this stuff, but when it's kind of just like you're just gonna do blast constantly and make it like simplistic, you know, I wanted to hear and incorporate like more creative stuff into drumming, and I like didn't want to rely on just some kind of like very simplistic sorry, I got like a mustache hair or something like going up my fucking nose, and it's driving me crazy. But I didn't want to incorporate like something so simplistic as like a filler in there. And I think like people who can do a lot of outside the box shit, like Joey was such a great example. Like, he wasn't super blast beat heavy, and I didn't even realize till many years later that it's like, oh, he did add blast into stuff. You just didn't really like notice it as much, but he was so groove oriented that was the type of shit that I really liked. And yeah, to hear somebody stray away from those like really fun, like syncopated, just groovy beats and stuff that he did, I thought like, man, this is kind of boring. But then it dawned on me, I'm like, okay, this is really heavy at the same time.
We were talking about Statutory Ape a lot earlier, and I feel like that bell pattern on the opening like blast beat section is a great example of like taking a blast beat and making it fucking cool, because I'm obsessed with that bell pattern. So I guess Black Dahlia and like Shannon obviously was like a good opening door for that type of like writing or like exposure to like getting me around blast beats.
Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't have very many friends growing up that were into a ton of like old school death metal or anything, so I didn't hear about like or I didn't like listen to Suffocation until way later. And, you know, all the other bands that were doing it, like Brutal Truth and you know, all the likes. And most of the stuff that I was listening to, you know, was like the Swedish kind of like melodic death metal stuff, and like At the Gates and In Flames, and those guys really don't do blasting. It's a lot of like thrash beats and kind of that triplet like and but yeah, like I wish I would have had exposure to the more brutal sounding shit, because that's what I was looking for. And I think I was a little biased, or I was a little, what's the word, like closed-minded, I guess, to listening to that type of stuff, only because the production was not as great on, you know, death metal sounding stuff, or like brutal death metal, than a lot of the other genres or subgenres that I had heard at the time. And so I kind of had to get around my dislike of the way that shit sounded to appreciate like what was actually going on with the material.
Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow, because they all, for the most part, sound like they were recorded like in a bathroom.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like with a single microphone in a garage or something.
Yeah, that's always been my biggest issue with it. It's like, this is good. Why can't it sound good? Whatever.
Yeah. But now we're at a point where everything sounds almost too good. So, you know, I like some of that rawness now. I think that really lends like a good edge to super brutal stuff when it, you know, has the right balance of like being able to hear everything and yet having like good tones for the stuff, but also not being too ridiculously like perfect.
That's a fucking one of my favorite things about early Dahlia or like with Unhollowed or something is Trevor's vocals are so much they're so raw and unpolished on those records as a compared to like the later stuff. Like he just sounds dry and it's fucking, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think you know, Unhollowed has a total rawness to it that's really sick, and Miasma has a very interesting sound to it. Like it's kind of hard to describe, but like if you've heard it, you know obviously what it sounds like, and I liked both of those albums a lot for the kind of uniqueness but like rawness of it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay,
Awesome.
sorry.
So when no, you're cool. So Alan, back in the day when you're growing up and you were listening to Slipknot and started to get into heavier shit, and what Xander was saying too, I think for all of us, it's Slipknot was like the gateway drug to heavier shit for I think all of us. But you were listening to Black Dahlia before you joined the band. So prior to joining Black Dahlia, what were you into, like playing drum wise? Were you into like super brutal heavy shit? Did you know you're like, I need to be in melodic death metal, which I think is a terrible genre name, but yeah.
Because you know, like I was saying, I basically had only heard kind of whatever was on the Headbangers Ball compilation, and so like I was super drawn to Bron Daler's playing from Mastodon. I thought it was just so incredible that you could, you know, just groove with something and go absolutely crazy the whole time and not have to play a single beat the entire time. Like, you know, you could just like do a million fills and kind of like do a fill that leads into kind of not quite the beat and then jump back in and keep playing and basically like overplaying your parts. And I love the way that sounded so much. I enjoyed that a lot, and I wanted to put that into my playing. And then I think I just gravitated toward the, you know, melodic death metal stuff a lot because even though I'm not really a guitar player, I definitely appreciate, you know, a band that has really well written songs and riffs. And In Flames, I got Colony when I was like 13, I think 14, and I was just blown away at how that whole album is just so well written, and the guitar playing in it is so fucking good. And also the guys that are part of those bands that are definitely more what is it, like skillfully inclined, they have a lot of like classical music influences. Like in Dahlia we call it powdered wiggery. Like it's like powdered wig music, you know. It sounds like you have dudes from, you know, around like Beethoven's era, but like with distortion on a guitar. And but then there's also like super dark melodies to everything. And it's very intelligent and melodically creative. And it offers, I think, like a depth that other music and sometimes other subgenres doesn't offer. So I think just because of the exposure to some of that was what I appreciated the most, even though I got into kind of a little bit of everything. But that to me gave me like the most, I think, like musical satisfaction out of things that I had heard till that point.
Cool. Awesome. So I always have to ask everyone who comes on the show, I'll wait. I'll wait on it.
Nah, dude, you already brought it up. Send it.
Yeah, I feel weird.
Yeah, this is weird, dude. This is awkward.
No, I will not make out with you.
Yeah.
All right. Mount Rushmore of drummers. Give it to me.
Mount Rushmore of drummers. Man, so I think as far as metal shit goes, I would say Bron Daler. I mean, just because he was very early influence. He also is now singing while playing drums, so like, holy shit. I think
Have you met him?
No, I haven't gotten to meet him yet. I got to say hey to the guys like in passing at a festival one time, but that was the extent of that. And then I'd also have to throw Joey Jordison in there. Like, I just think that he had such great feels for everything, and his groove was really great, and just like him helping write those songs, you know, he really managed to put the right drums to it, and I don't know if like they wrote to him or he wrote to them, but like just being like a creative like collaborator, I guess. He did an amazing job, and everything has like such a great purpose to like what he's playing. And then how many presidents are there on Mount Rushmore? 5 or 4?
4. So far you got
I had to look it up myself, dude. Don't worry.
so far you have 2 of mine. So this is kismet. We're meant to be. Keep going.
And then I guess, man, the other 2 guys I think that I would say is Kai Hato, who is the drummer or was the drummer for Rotten Sound. He also plays for Nightwish and Winter Sun. And that guy is a literal like virtuoso. Like, he plays jazz, Latin, funk, you know, grind. And the reason that I got so into that guy was because of the album from Rotten Sound called Murder Works, where he just like takes such a simplistic like style of music. Like, grind is, you know, very like punk influenced with like metal blended in, and it's really easy to just play nothing but like thrash beats and blast beats, but this guy with his super diverse developed background does so many like interesting things in the music that takes it to a whole different level for that genre, and because it's so heavy being like HM2 grind, it's awesome to hear super interesting patterns that he does. And I guess like I was talking to a lighting guy who was working for this band Insomnium, and they're I think they're a Finnish band, but the guy was saying that like he had, I think, done a tour with Nightwish or something, and somehow heard that Kai was trying to blend like Latin influences to the grind stuff, because, you know, Latin is played at like some pretty fast tempos, and so is grind. So
sounds like my sex game.
Your sex game?
Yeah, Latin and grind. That's how I do, baby.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Spicy and fast.
Yeah.
But
Very fast.
Yeah.
like 20 seconds fast. Like,
Yeah. They have a good song that's also 5 seconds, which is about my average. But yeah, but he throws in those types of influences, and it sounds incredible. He also is so fucking good that he did one of the like legit advertisement demos for like the new Roland V Drum TD50 that just came out like a couple of years ago. Like it's him playing like a little demonstration in this like nice white room that they, like it looks like a photography set or something like that, but it was like one of the main advertisements for it. And so that's how fucking good he is. They got him to do it, and very unlikely in my opinion, just because he's known in the metal world primarily, I think, but he's just so fucking talented that it works. But then
Right.
finally, I guess my last drummer that I really like is Danny Walker, who played for the band Intronaut, and he's done a number of other projects, and he drummed on an Exhumed album. He was in a super group grind band called now I'm gonna fucking blank on it. Murder Construct, and it has Travis Ryan from Cattle Decapitation on vocals, and him doing drums, and then I think Leon Del Muerte is in there playing guitar. Maybe he was a guitar player for Exhumed, and he was actually in Intronaut in the early days. But Intronaut is very proggy metal that sounds like Between the Buried and Me style stuff, but without all of the sharp left turns to like, now we're playing circus music, and now we're playing like, I don't know, like some sort of like Middle Eastern. Well, I can't say that because they do have some of those influences, but like, now we're playing honky tonk stuff or whatever. Like they don't have any of that. It's definitely more like vibey type shit, but the rhythmic groove that this dude has is incredible. I mean, they play in like all sorts of weird ass time signatures, and he's not a super fast guy. Like he can't do like insane double bass, but like he's a dude who plays without triggers, so he like plays hard and shit. And playing for like Exhumed, you gotta like play fast but also beat the shit out of those drums. And yeah, so he's another guy who really knows what the fuck he's doing behind the kit. And yeah, so I think those are my guys.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
AJ, what's your
I was gonna say it's a very eclectic and like fresh Mount Rushmore of drummers.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I've always been very interested in guys who push the envelope and are outside the box drummers. Like I always want to hear somebody who brings something fresh to the table that really expands upon the shit we've already heard and gives it like a whole new dimension to metal, and just gives me like new ideas for stuff to put into my own music. And so if you were to look at the list of drummers that I really look up to, you'd probably hear all sorts of like ripped off shit that I've or like slightly changed things that I've incorporated into what I write.
A nice homage, we'll say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I won't straight up steal a beat or anything, but
yeah. But which is, in the guitar world, just anything in music, like, music wise, we only have 12 notes and 7 notes in a scale. So like, 4/4 can only sound 4/4 so many ways. You know what I mean? So it's like it's nothing but like a compliment, in my opinion, when you take inspiration and spin it in your own way. And like I think that's the coolest shit, truthfully. Like wearing your influences on your sleeve or however you want to word it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think no matter what, you're gonna be emulating stuff and you're going to copy things because you really enjoy it. And yeah, it'll always be different because it's like you doing it, so you're not in their mindset. You're gonna do what maybe partially they do and then find another way to tweak it, whether it's accidental or whatever.
Yeah, subconscious or whatever. It's still going to be your spin on what came before, which is awesome. That's cool. That's how new genres and new players come to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe. AJ, what's your Mount Rushmore of drummers?
Current or all time?
All time, baby cakes. Give it to me.
Let me do current real quick. Luana. All time. If I go all time, I have to do. I'm not saying that these guys are even like good drummers, okay? Because John Otto's on this list. And
why is that?
You see Alan laugh right there?
hey, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
I don't understand.
Take him to the Matthews Bridge.
Dude,
I have played that at soundcheck a couple times.
Hell yeah, dude.
He had the crispiest sounding fucking kit I'd ever. Still to this day, it's like you cannot top the way that his kit sounded. And like he was ghost noting all the time, which I never really heard before that. It was just fucking sick. I really like the way that he played. So in no order, John Otto's on the list for sure.
Okay.
Joey Jordison, obviously, based like the first 17 years of my life on him. And I think that he is the most influential drummer ever to walk the earth. I don't think anybody has ever made more people start playing the drums than Joey did. Brad Roberts from Guar, because I really liked the way that he played, and I feel like he'll never ever get the shine that he deserves because he wears rubber monster suits and shit. But like if you watch him play out of costume, like at a barbecue or something, and you can watch what he's doing, he's so fucking meticulous and accurate. It's awesome. Cool. And I love Guar. Who's my final pick? I feel like I should toss Jay on there because he kind of revitalized my love for Slipknot when I was really not feeling Slipknot for a long time. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know.
There's too many good ones.
There is, yeah, because I want to be like the people that I watch right now.
Chris Turner,
fucking Luke Holland, Matt from Animals as Leaders. I watch Alan's fucking drum cams all the time. Like, and Luana really is fucking good, dude. Shades of Sorrow, if you listen to her drumming on that album, she's fucking legit.
What's Luana from? Can you let us know?
Crypta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. Watch her drum cams. She's got a style too. Like her fills are her fills, and you won't mistake them for anybody else's. And I love when people play like that. It goes all the way back to like even just like as a kid when Metallica came on, even if it was a song you had never heard, you knew that it was Metallica because you automatically knew the way that Kirk played guitar, and you automatically knew the way that Lars played his fucking fills and his weird off-time fucking cymbal hits and shit. And like watching Luana over the last record cycle of Crypta has been fucking rad. So there's way too many, but
cool.
So
Corey.
what's your 4?
Sorry. It was John Otto, Joey, Brad Roberts, and probably Jay, because he made me love my favorite band again.
Yeah. Sick,
cool.
Dude.
It's not the most like technical list on planet Earth, but those are definitely the people that inspired me the most.
It's all good. It's your list, man. Don't worry. What about you, Xander?
Thomas Hockey, I believe how you say his last name, or Hawk from Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
John Otto. I typed in on Google. I'm looking here, best new metal drummers of all time. So I'm like literally looking at the screen trying to pick some here. I'll throw Joey. and I say that kind of like as a bad thing, but like he's so good, dude. Like I'm always saying it like because it's like I'm trying to think of something new, like because we all kind of said that, but like he's so good, dude.
I think you'd be
Uh,
hard pressed to find someone that wouldn't put him on the list.
Yeah, and like that's why I said like Joey. This like I kind of said it like kind of bummed out about it, but it's only just because I'm trying to be unique. But Joey, and then I'm probably gonna put Chris Adler on there. I like Chris Adler a lot.
Chris Adler's the man.
Yeah,
Hell
So-
yeah.
that's mine.
Good. Were you going to ask Corey? I'm sorry, Corey. I cut you
Yeah,
off.
dude,
Your
Corey.
Mount Rushmore. My bad.
For those of you that don't know, Corey was a touring professional drummer for a long time. For anybody to know this,
It wasn't that long.
It was pretty
a couple
long.
years.
He left me for a long time, and I was real sad about it.
I mean, it was really low level touring, but it was
No,
fun.
he was selling out stadiums. It's whatever.
I don't know. Obviously, Joey, who was an influence too, like on me too.
Mhm.
I would never listen to the band now, but the Rev from Avenged Sevenfold was an influence.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I was really into a drummer named Virgil Donati,
Oh, fuck
who's
yeah.
an Australian guy. I played his signature snare for years. I remember it was 4-plies maple, 4-plies birch, with this like gray sparkle finish.
Nice, dude.
I probably have to put Chris Turner on there. He's just too
He's
good.
so fucking good.
Yeah, Chris
He's
Turner's
playing
good.
on his kick drum.
I showed him to Alan on the bus the last time we hung out, and Alan said he hurts my head. So it's so weird too the way he fucking plays. It's so strange. BRB.
It's funny though that you mentioned Virgil Donati because I'm kind of trying to work through his double bass drumming book right now.
I had a couple of his books back in the day. What was that song called? Dog Boots, where he's playing inverted paradiddles on the kick drum at 200 BPM the whole song.
Oh
So
my
it's
god.
Left, right, left the whole time on the kick.
I'll have to check that out because what is it like? I mean, is it like on two separate kicks? Because I'm just wondering like how you would even know that he's doing that, like unless it was a specific like two separate,
I know
voicings.
I think it gives it kind of a like almost like galloping or like shuffle feel. But he's so good, he's probably playing some accents in there to make it sound like that. So.
Yeah, that's something I probably won't really get into is like the accenting of the kick drum because I just don't know that I would ever apply that to anything. I mean, it is unique, but I'm not sure if I care to go that direction.
Chris Turner does flares or flams on his, and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Oh
time I
yeah,
do-
yeah.
Like, why did you do that?
It's so good though. Stupid. BonerJams, you got a list?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
what's yours?
I'll quickly give mine. Obviously, Joey. We don't have to get into that. Braun, love me some Braun. That's my bromance right there. I met him over the summer with Xander, and I was like, Xander, I don't know what I'm gonna say.
I was like, dude, just chill out. Just
I
say
love him.
say what's up, dude. Yeah, you're like, but in all seriousness, like he was such a good dude, and you guys hit it
Super
off. You
nice.
guys were just hanging out. It was fun. It was fun. It's fun to watch that from the side when me and Brent were talking about like aliens and stuff, and I look off in the distance. You and Braun were just hanging out. It was cool, man.
My boy, Braun loves me and he doesn't even know it yet. So Joey,
I'm gonna make him
Braun,
love me.
Yeah, I'm gonna marry him, dude.
I'm gonna go with Mario from Gojira. I think he's a fucking stud.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And
It's a great one.
I've said it multiple times. I think Gojira is the modern Pantera in a rhythmic way, where Pantera to me was super tight. There's no one as tight. I don't feel as Gojira. And then my last one is Jimmy Hatcher from Gizmachi. Gizmachi.
wow.
Jimmy is the fucking man. Are you familiar with Gizmachi, Alan?
Yeah, definitely. I was really into that. I think like first and only album that they put out for a very long time till they came out with the new one, like within the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years or something. But yeah, that guy, like, he's definitely got some fucking skillful chops. And I was glad to see them come back because I wanted to hear more from him. And I think I looked up the other shit that he was a part of, but I can't remember if he really did much else besides that band.
No, he does some shit on the side, but yeah, basically Gizmachi is shit, and they work with Mark Lewis, who you guys work with.
Yeah, I was really surprised when I heard that he was putting out that new album too.
Yeah. So on our, Under the Bus, our channel, Jay Hannon is the guitarist of Gizmachi, is one of our co-hosts. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I love Gizmachi, and Jimmy is a fucking stud, and he is the most talented human being I've ever met, and I've known him for a long time. So
you guys played Little League together, right?
we did, and Jimmy is the best baseball player I've ever seen. So he's fucking nasty. So Jimmy, best baseball player, amazing drummer, just fucking stud. So yeah, so that's my Mount Rushmore. So I quickly wanted to say it.
Right on, dude.
Yeah.
I wanted to put Tommy Lee on mine, but I was out of heads.
You know who's really good that'll also never get credit? Fucking Styx from Steel Panther.
Dude, Styx Didinia.
He's so good.
I saw him at NAMM playing guitar with Michael Starr, and he fucking shreds on guitar. Of course, like,
does he?
Yeah, dude, he shreds on guitar and fucks your bitch. Like, he's just good at everything. Like,
well, he's only been the drummer for a long time, so he decided to finally play a musical instrument.
There you go. Hey.
Yeah,
you've had that one in your back pocket forever, AJ.
Nice. Well done, AJ.
I'm not embarrassed to show anybody. Anyways,
dude, roll it. I bet you roll an 8.
You're calling it 8?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit. What the
Whoa.
fuck? All right, I'm out of here.
Yeah, dude.
How the fuck did you know that?
Dude, be careful what you say to me, bro.
Okay, well, I'm uncomfortable.
We got to take both of you guys to Vegas so we can, try and rule the craps table.
I hated that.
That was pretty sick, wasn't it?
It was, dude.
Yeah, I've been working on that trick for a couple months now.
So
you
before
lucky I'm not a girl.
Is this pre-recorded? Are you guys tricking me? Like somehow we're having a totally I'm having a totally spontaneous conversation, but it's working so well.
We're all synced and like recorded. We recorded this last month.
Xander's like, I've foreseen this forever.
Well, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no worries, dude. I got you. I'm
man.
down for a couple tricks here and there.
Hell yeah.
Before we get a few other questions, I just quickly wanted to say hi to some of these motherfuckers in the chat. Currently, we have 6,900 watching, so thank you, everyone. On a Monday.
No, we don't. He fucking is lying.
Oh. I can't see, so I was like, wow, this is a really popular show.
I have 41 people watching, so
I see 67 people currently tuning in, but it fluctuates throughout the time. A few people I just want to say hi real quick. We'll go through, then we'll get a little more into Alan. Oh, we have the House of Masks here. So what's going on, House of Masks? You sexy son of a bitch.
Hey.
Jimmy Ray Hawkins is here. What's good? R2, R3, Locking Nut. My Aunt Patsy was here saying happy birthday. Thanks, Aunt Patsy. Yeah, I saw my mom in attendance earlier. So what's up, Mom? Ryan OU812. Check out his channel on Thursdays and Sundays when they have a hardcore man guitar sesh. It's dope. Quentin James, we got Cunt 5150. What's up, Kurt? Thank you so much for being here. I saw Jay in attendance earlier, so I'm gonna say what's up to Jay and everyone else who's coming in, especially on AJ's channel. William Colmer and Cheese.
Big shouts to Cheese. I told him if he super chats $1,000, we'll bring him on air with us.
That's the least you got to do. Probably give him a quick handy too.
Hey man, that's my sugar daddy.
Oh yeah,
my dairy daddy.
So Alan, tell us what's going on in the world of Black Dahlia Murder currently.
there's about to be a lot. We obviously have had a lot of time off, but also kind of just a slow few years getting back to this point. And we are wrapping up the album right now. I mean, like, we already recorded everything. We're just about to get like the last master back for it, and that should be actually in 2 days. And fingers crossed that everything is what we want it to be. And then once that happens, we'll send it off, and then we're going to Australia in April, which is like our first time being back there in probably 5 years at least. And then we're going to Europe this summer twice. We're gonna go in June to do a few weeks of stuff and festivals, and then we'll come back in August to do the rest of it, like the rest of the big festivals, and then we will be doing something else at the end of the year that I can't really talk about yet. But yeah, we're finally maintaining some busy consistency, and yeah, I'm stoked to get the album out this year and show everybody what we've been working on.
Awesome, man. Congrats, dude.
Yeah, that's
Thank
for sure.
you.
So I haven't seen any interviews yet about the new album. I know you guys were recording, but anything you can share about this album, how, what people can expect just on a real high level?
It is, for me personally, my like favorite album that I've done with this band so far. And it just was so awesome, and I think like cathartic to get back to writing again and coming up with like new material after just so much just fucking insanity and just really shitty stuff going on. And getting Ryan Knight back into the band has been super awesome, because like I kind of wondered, what he was up to for the last like 7 years or so. I think he was out of the band for about 7 years at that point, but I just didn't know like what he was doing with metal, if he was doing anything at all. And I was really interested to know like where his mindset was going to be at with this new material that he would like give to the band. And I think he's just written some awesome shit for this album. I think Brandon's written awesome stuff, and Brian, of course, holding it together as always. And I think it also feels really great to have like 3 different guitarists that are all great at their instrument, like writing for this album. It added a lot of diversity. It added a lot of creative, just stuff that took us in different directions. And I think like people should definitely be stoked for this. I mean, if you've liked at least the last 3 albums, like I think you're gonna really enjoy this as well. And yeah, and I can't wait to get out there and start playing this when we can. And I'm not even sure like whether or not we're gonna incorporate any of those songs into our set like in these upcoming tours or not, because we will start rolling out some singles here, like within a few months, and yeah, but we'll see what happens. It's just it's going to be one of those patiently sitting on your hands, waiting to do stuff. But at least it'll be nice to have like people just hear it in general, and not, you know, be like, oh my god, I've heard this for, you know, 9 months or whatever, and I want everyone else to hear it finally.
That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
That's sick. As a Black
Yeah.
Dahlia fan, I am excited.
Well, you should be. I think everybody should be, because
Well,
I definitely I'm not just saying the stereotypical shit that everybody, you know, is like, oh, this is the greatest album we've done, blah 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 blah. Like, it's I think it really is like just an exciting album, and I really enjoy it. So
Right. Rarely do you hear someone say, yeah, we're at a new album. It's okay.
yeah, right. I don't know. I guess I like more than I hate, but
When are you looking to, tentatively, if everything goes well with this mix and you're happy, when do you guys think about releasing this album? Like spring, early summer?
no. We're probably gonna get it out in the fall,
Okay.
and yeah, because we're gonna have to like give the production plant some time to do it. I don't know if we're gonna do CDs. I think we're gonna do at least a small number of them or something, but definitely got to get those vinyls out there. And luckily I don't think they're too backed up anymore at the plant, so yeah, and then it'll just give more time to have people sit on the singles as they come out, and yeah, just kind of build suspense for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's nice that we're, you know, gonna stay busy and just keep our name out there and get everybody excited for this next one.
Awesome. Xander, AJ, do you have a question? Because I have a million, so but I don't want to overstep my boundaries.
Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna go run and let my dog outside because I think he's doing the pee-pee dance, and yeah, I don't want to disappoint him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Be right back.
Sure.
Oh,
Hey,
thank
man.
God the guy's gone.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have any questions. Somebody did ask about Burzum Throne in my chat, said that they want to know about Alan's experience in recording Ever Black, which was his first the first like writing credits he got, the first album that he did anything with Black Dahlia on, so that might be kind of cool.
Yeah. Good deal.
I want to know why Alan's my friend. How the fuck?
Yeah, how'd you guys meet on
Tinder.
Tinder?
Grinder.
Grindr.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
So naive.
Dope.
Yeah.
I'm so naive.
I don't remember. You have to ask him. I don't.
It's a great way to tell your friend you don't remember how you became friends.
I just know that I was watching. I would watch his playthroughs all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And I recorded one day. I was like getting ready to do something, and I just had it on the background. So I tagged him like watching Alan Cassidy while blah blah blah, and he followed me back. And then I don't know if we talked about collection shit first or something, but I was like, man, like I really want to start collecting used heads from my favorite drummers, because I have so many favorite drummers that have nothing to do with like the shit that I do collect. So I was like, that'd be fucking cool. And I wanted to know if he had the head still from the Trevor Memorial show. And he's like, yeah, I think I have it. He's like, I'm about to change it actually. I was like, do you want to sell it? And he's like, dude, you can just fucking have it. And then he sent it to me. I was like, holy shit. And then we talked about Goosebumps and stuff. He's like a Goosebumps guy. He could fucking fill in the blanks there.
Sweet.
He's so nice.
So, Alan, before we get into more questions about the upcoming album and shit like that, we wanted to know how you and AJ met.
It's a good question. I think it was AJ. Well, no. I was just trying to remember specifically. You just like posted a clip of one of my videos on Instagram and tagged me, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like cleaning or something, and I had it on in the background. And then you followed me back, and I don't know if we spoke before I approached you about the drum head, or if that was the first thing.
No, I think we had talked a little bit about, whatever. I think it was like I had heard of AJ through the Metal Sucks article about like you having the gigantic mass collection, and then I think even maybe before that, I just happened to come across one of your videos of you talking about Five Finger Death Punch's drummer doing the psychosexual thing. And yeah, and I laughed about that. And then I also noticed that he had a Goosebumps, the TV show, like Slappy the Dummy in the background, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know that they made those, because I had like, I don't know if I had specifically searched for those at that point, but I think like maybe after I saw that, then I started looking for them, because I was like, oh my God, this was one of the first things in my childhood that scared the absolute shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get it. But yeah, so it was kind of surprising to have him randomly tag me and be like, I love watching these videos. And I was like, oh, holy shit. I had no clue that I was, on your radar or anything.
Yeah, man. Those it was the statutory drum cam. I listened to more drum cams than I do regular music, because as a drummer, having the drums stand out is way cooler to me and far more enjoyable to listen to. So we would fucking play them constantly, and it was like a cycle, like you, Chris Turner, Luke Holland, like just all these fucking people or whatever. And then yeah, I do remember nerding out about Goosebumps. And then I told them like a lot of my favorite drummers have nothing to do with like theatrical shit. So I was like wanting to start collecting heads, and I was like, you still have that head from like the Trevor Memorial Show? And you're like, yeah, I'm about to swap it out. And I was like, can I buy that? And you were like, you can just have it. And I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, man.
Well, it definitely went to a very good home, especially with, such a gigantic collection. Like, I'm happy that it can, go and live the rest of its battered days on a nice shelf where people can see it.
Absolutely. I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it was cool. And I also think it's funny that you put me in that list of all those other drummers, because holy shit, like I definitely do a fraction of like what Luke Holland and all those other guys can do.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's something else. I mean, I don't know. I think it's cool that you look like you could fall asleep at any given point while you're playing some of the hardest shit I've ever heard.
Sleepy Al on the kit.
Yeah. We're still waiting for your signature throne to come out. It's just a completely fucking normal office chair or something.
Yeah. Office chair with also a hole cut out, so that way you can do your business on stage. You can blast while you blast. And I'm just looking for the right company that believes in it to take it on. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, speaking of blast, old Jimmy Blast Beats is in the chat. He says, I met AJ and Corey through Alan.
Yes, awesome. What's up? He also ate sandwiches with us. So
he did. I miss that guy. He's so fucking nice.
I think they're going to be playing in Ohio soon. They got a little mini tour going on.
You'll have to ask him. We should all fucking link up again and go get sandwiches.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's totally worth a drive to go back.
Okay, so somebody in the chat asked something that I also think is cool. It's on the screen right now. Burzum Throne says that they really want to know about your experience in recording Ever Black.
Man, that was like that was just after getting done with my first tour that I did with the band, and that was just a fucking whirlwind time jumping into the band. Like,
how did that even come about?
So I was in Abigail Williams at the time, this American black metal band, and we were doing kind of like the last tour ever, and then there's been like a couple of other times where it was like, all right, we're gonna hang it up, and then it didn't happen, and then they went on for many years after I was out of the band. But I was really bummed out because I didn't know what the hell I was going to do after that. And, you know, at that point, that was like the biggest band that I had been in. And we played a show in Chicago on that tour. And Ryan Knight was actually there. And Ryan knew Ken, the singer and guitar player from Abigail, because when Ryan was in Arsis, they had toured together, I think a couple times at least. And so yeah, Ryan was at the show, and Ken told me like a couple days later or something that Shannon was going to be leaving the band, and that they were looking for drummers. And he was like, is it cool if we like ask Alan to try out? And, you know, Ken was like, well, I mean, Abigail's about to end, and we kind of had plans, me and Ken, to do another project, but I was also like, oh man, like this really sucks to you know, start another thing from the ground up again, like even if it is with somebody who's already done a big project and is talented and everything. It's just that it's a long process, you know. And so to hear that, I was just floored, you know. And so I was on that tour with Abigail for another like 2 weeks or something before I got home. And that was a long ass tour too. Like I think it was close to like 2 months that we went out. And so I got home and immediately just started learning the audition songs that they wanted me to do. And they watched my videos, and I got a message from Brian about 2 days later or something. And he was like, well, do you want to come out for a live in-person audition? And I was like, yep, definitely want to do that. And so I went out there, and at the time I also had been asked by Sven from Aborted, the vocalist. He had a band at the time called System Divide, and they were going to do a tour here in the States, and they wanted me to fill in. And this was like I had like a month between getting home from that Abigail tour and then going out with them, and then I had this Dahlia audition. And at first I told Dahlia, well, I've got like this band that I'm filling in for. I already said yes, because we did the audition, and they wanted me to come do a tour. And I was like, I told them a little bit before that, hey, whatever happens, like this is what I'm planning on doing. And so I did the audition, and then they were like, well, we'll have you come back out in December, which is after that tour, and we'll have you do another you know, jam tryout thing with us. And I was like, God damn it, like I don't know if this is going to cost me, you know, the opportunity, because I'm not going out on the tour with them. And I just figured like whoever was going to just kind of solidify that spot for themselves. And then I ended up telling them too, I told them about that tour. I got to the in-person audition. Then I told them, I was like, so I called it off with the other band just so I can try and do this. And they were like, well, we already got somebody lined up since you said you couldn't do it. And I was like, well, that's understandable. And then like 2 days later, after I went home from the audition, they were like, well, do you want to come out and do this tour? And so I obviously was like, yes. And the whole time I'm just like shitting my pants in disbelief about this entire opportunity and every like step that's getting me further into this. And so I did the tour, and it was about 6 weeks. And then like after this show that we played in Minneapolis, where like, or no, it was actually fucking Fargo, North Dakota. On the way there that day, we got a call from the tour manager, and he was like, hey, Machine Head's not going to be able to make it tonight because Rob has to go get like a surgery, like a hernia mesh surgery, because he had, I guess, like gotten to a point in the tour where like, I guess this was a problem before, but then he just finally got to a point where it was like, I can't deal with this anymore. I gotta go get this taken care of. And they asked me, they were like, so do you know any other songs that you can play for the set? Because we have to do like a little bit of an extended set tonight. I was like, oh my fucking God. Like I just, literally learned 4 songs after getting home from a tour to come audition. It was like 4 or 5. And then I had to learn at least another 3 once I got asked to do the tour. So then I had like about a week and a half to learn those. And now I'm in the midst of the tour, and they literally want me to play something that night. And I was like, well, I didn't know why, but I was like, I guess I could do Statutory Ape. Like it just felt like to me for some reason that it was ingrained in the back of my head somehow, even though I wasn't like specifically the hugest fan of that song. Like, I mean, that wasn't one of my like go-to tracks on that album or anything, but I just knew it well enough, or figured I did. So I learned it like a few hours before the show, and we played it, and maybe like one other song that we were kind of flip-flopping in and out of the set. And I think they were all really impressed by the fact that I like pretty much nailed it, like at that show, like hours to learn it. And so they asked me, they were like, well, do you want to record the next album? And of course I was like, yep, absolutely. Like, I can't believe this is happening. And it was just so surreal and scary at the same time, because it was just so much pressure, like to join this band that I loved, or to do this stuff with this band that I love, but also like, keep having to just kind of like, do this like high demand stuff. And so then once we got home from the tour, this was like mid-December, and we were going into the studio like first week of January, and I had to learn all the material, or actually get a chance to like practice it and kind of write whatever I was going to do to it or for it before I got there. So yeah, I literally spent like 10 hours a day drumming. It was like 5 to 8 hours, like playing on my electronic kit, trying to like come up with the stuff that I was going to play and record it so I could, have it as a audio reference, and then go to my real kit, and which I could play like really late at night at this office that I had it at. And then I would just keep practicing the songs that I learned before. So it was like literally every day I'm like writing a new song, then going and learning that song and the songs that I had already done before that. And got into the studio, and just wasn't too hard. Like, I think it was at that point, like, I just kind of followed the blueprints of what they gave me to work with so closely, just to be able to get it done like efficiently. And it also didn't feel like there was a ton of needed additions to the songs, you know, like it sounded like what was there was pretty sufficient for the song, and I just couldn't see myself doing much else that would really add to it in a like good way that wouldn't feel like forced or whatever. So we recorded all of that in about a week or a week and a half or something. But you know, looking back on that time and being in the midst of all of that, I really had to put on some blinders and just kind of like keep my thoughts like from racing and getting too far ahead of me, because I think if I got lost in the gravity of the situation, I was just going to lose my mind with like how overwhelmingly, you know, stressful and demanding it was. And but I think it's like one of my proudest, you know, times of being a drummer was just pulling all of that out of my ass and trying to like keep my excitement and fear from like overwhelming me to not be able to do that. So Everblack, you know, it wasn't as much as I wanted to have like a part in, but then Abysmal, I felt like I really got to, you know, add more to it afterward, and it felt more comfortable because it was like I have a lot more time to work with this, like, and hear the songs as they're being written, and then really sit on it and think about it, and just more room to add things, I think, like so yeah.
Yeah. Now we can tell everybody the big news. Corey and I are the new drummer for Black Dahlia Murder.
Are you guys working one side of the kit each?
It's something you're gonna I can't.
I want to see if one's working the feet and the other one's working the hands, or yeah, left and right side, or whatever. But I'm excited.
Really,
Yeah,
it's just AJ playing the drums, and I'm sitting on the throne facing him.
yeah, but you're upside down too, so it's like a 69.
Oh,
the drum
yeah.
69. Nice.
Drum
Hot.
wise.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we're really excited to get out there and give everybody the show.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna stand there as your hype guy and be like,
That's great.
So how do you I don't know the right way to answer this. Going into writing Black Dahlia Murder songs, that's a very niche sound, and it seemed like a seamless transition from Shannon's writing to your writing. How do you approach like writing for Black Dahlia?
So Brian and whoever, you know, were the other guitar players at the times. I don't know exactly when they started doing it. It must have been around Nocturnal or something. But like Brian always writes you know, pretty like kind of generic drums to the songs, but a lot of it is very much like what he wants in the song. So it's like if there's a skank beat here, or there's a blast, or there's like some particular accented parts in certain places, like he usually wants it to stick that way. And that was kind of the deal with like Shannon as well. So like I guess, you know, what people don't really know is that like Brian is writing a lot of like the drums for it, but me and Shannon, you know, we'd add our own stuff. So we add our own like flares that kind of like bring our own personality to the drums, and give it like a little bit more drummerly feel to it. And so that's kind of some of the reason why it sounds so consistent. But Ryan, you know, he was a little bit more loose with things, and he would be like, have like general ideas of what he wanted, but I don't think he was ever too married to the ideas. And so I would mess around a little bit more with his, and sometimes he'd have notes and be like, well, I think I want this to say the same, or maybe I want this a little bit more simplified, or whatever the case may be. And kind of the same thing with Brandon. Like he's a little bit more loose with the way that he wants certain drum parts to be on things. But like if I come up with something else that I think sounds cool for a certain section, you know, he's like open to the idea of like what he wants, or of like what I will do. And but like I just basically, you know, incorporate like my influences and my just thoughts of like what I would hear or what I would want to play in like certain sections that really stand out to me as something that I'm like, I gotta put this in there. And if they don't like it, then we'll do whatever. But like I at least gotta try and you know, see if they will go for it. And on this record, actually, this new one coming out, it was one of the first times that I had gotten to write like an entire song from scratch. Like it was just guitars only, and Brandon was just sort of like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like, let's see if this song is worth putting on the album with drums that really go to it, because you know, whatever he had, just he didn't feel like he knew what to do with it. And unbeknownst to me, that song was like 10 years old, and he had worked on this song with like 2, maybe 3 other drummers who had all kind of like put their own drums to it and everything. And listening to those like drums when we were in the studio was really interesting to see like where we had commonalities of like how we felt the parts and what we were going to do for them. And then we, while we were in the studio too, we kind of went nuts on that song at least. And it was just like going and listening to that and then being like, oh man, this guy did this like kind of like crash thrash beat, like with like the crashes, and we should add that in for one of these verse parts. And then we should take out this other blast beat that we were doing over here and do like cymbal chokes. And we kind of, you know, went nuts and just added all this shit that wasn't really there that I had written. And you know, changed it the last second. But that was like, writing it from scratch was a little scary, only because I hadn't done that in so long. And I kind of came to appreciate it because it takes some of the stress of like writing away. Like, just if you have to do the entire thing yourself, sometimes you like question whether or not, you know, what you're doing for these parts is like gonna be the best thing for it. And sometimes they'll come to me with, you know, their demos, and I'll hear drum beats that I would have never thought about doing. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, I definitely am glad that they put that in there, because, you know, it takes a little bit of the weight off of me to come up with fresh ideas the entire song, and then just throw in my own 2 cents.
Sure. That's awesome.
Now that
Yeah,
that's
so
happened, which way do you
fun.
prefer?
What's that?
Now that that's happened, which way do you prefer? Do you want to start doing more from scratch, like from the ground up?
It really depends to an extent, because sometimes you'll get a song and you'll just have all these ideas that are popping out at you, and you're like, oh fuck, I want to do this and that and this fill and this feel and blah blah blah. And then other times you get a song and you're like, oh god, like what do I do to keep this fresh, like without just repeating the same shit that I've already kind of done for the last like minute and a half, 2 minutes, and I've still got like another minute and a half or more left.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's nice to have. I think like I like the guardrails a little bit just for knowing that having something simplistic from them allows me to say that well, I can definitely do some more creative stuff than that, whether it's like slightly build off of what they have or something else entirely different. And I guess I'm not just like going with, first instincts, whether they are really inspired or not.
Gotcha. I have a quick question. This is for both Xander and Alan. My
Fine.
boy Lewis talked about it. So the best drummer and the best guitarist here in the chat. So Xander, when you write, are you writing generally first from a beat, or are you writing from a riff and adding a beat after? And then same with you, Alan. Like, is it more you want to bring a beat to the table, let the guitars come in, or are you just going off really what the guitars are there and then fill around? So Xander, I'll start with you, bro.
I like to have the drums in place. I think the drums are the heartbeat of any song, any genre, like whether it's hip hop, whether it's metal, whether it's rock and roll. Like the drums and the bass are the shit, and guitar is just like the cherry on top. So like if I have a sick drum beat, like either I program it myself or somebody sends it to me, like that's more inspiring than just a fucking click track. Like I find that so uninspiring. So I love drums, dude. Like I wish I could play drums. That's how much I love them. Like I think drums are the shit. So
Well, as long as you're drum minded, now with MIDI and everything, it's like you can totally give it like the idea that you want to it. But I'm actually more of the opposite, because I like to hear the rhythmic aspect of the guitars, and I like to know what the feel is going to be for the songs, because again, it's cool to have them come with ideas that influence what the drums are going to do. And I have only recently like written a small little, well, two small little songs. Like I have a unboxing video where I showed off a drum set that I got a couple of years ago, and I wrote two short little things with a friend of mine, and that was the first time that I had written the drums first, and then he wrote guitars to him. And that was fun because there was really no expectations. It was just, hey, I'll come up with anything that just sounds cool to me. But with Dahlia, the difficult part is kind of trying to think of something that like hasn't been done, at least in my mind. I want to try and bring something that is a new thing to the table that we haven't heard on previous albums. And I don't want to totally recycle, the same shit we've done. It's obviously you're going to have thrash parts, you're going to have blast parts and all that stuff, but the other stuff that makes it like rhythmically interesting is what I struggle to, do after this is album 10. So, like trying to think of what they haven't done is difficult. But when they come with their ideas, whether it is similar rhythmically to something else we've done, it doesn't matter because they've got the riffs. And I guess I should think of it more in that manner. But I kind of just like knowing how to approach it from the inspiration of hearing that and also the melodies, like the melodies mean a lot, but it is kind of like I'm glad that they're very good at what they do, because sometimes a guitar player will give you something that just feels like so flat in terms of rhythm, and you're kind of like, I don't even know what to do with this. I mean, like I could do stuff, but like there's not really much to like work with here.
Yeah, it's funny because like you and I play the opposite instruments in this scenario, and like we both value the other creative side. Like you value the guitar, I value the drums. So like it's interesting. Like it's just cool. I just find it fascinating to hear other creative people's minds work because like you always learn something. And like,
For
you
sure.
can always
And
appreciate that.
I'd like to, maybe throw in some more drums, like I said, or start with like ideas for drums to give to them. And I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to just start kind of like messing around with stuff and just see where it goes. The other thing is song structures. Like I don't know if I could really write an entire song by itself with just drums. That feels like a little weird to me, but even a chunk of it, just where I get an excuse to play something cool that I like, that would be fun.
Do you ever program like MIDI guitar at all?
I don't. I would love to, but I'm also very embarrassed of like my limited melodic like knowledge and talent for writing that type of stuff.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
I don't want to go to the guys who absolutely kill it on their
Yeah.
instrument and be like, hey, listen to this. I haven't gotten any better since I was 16.
Right. Well, if it makes you feel any type of way, I would feel embarrassed. Like, here's my stock MIDI drums, bro. What do you think? Like,
Oh,
I would feel,
it's so much
like
better
the
that
same
way.
thing. Yeah.
Like the dumber and worse the drums are that I am given to work with,
Yeah.
the way easier of a time it is. Like sometimes when it's somewhere between like good and bad is where you get like the other ideas that you can like work with that you didn't think
Right.
about. But yeah, if it's too good, I'm like, what do you even want me to do? Like I
Yeah.
literally could just play what you put because it doesn't sound like there's anything to add to this. And then if it's too bad, then you might just be like, well, there's not enough to draw from here to really like, I think come up with something creative. Sometimes depends.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So like if I gave you a stock Back in Black drum beat, would you be stoked?
I would at least try and think of like 3 or 4 other like synonym type of like beats
Yeah.
or whatever.
Hell yeah,
But
dude.
yeah, it's a little bare bones.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it's just cool to just hear how, somebody's talented as you are.
Xander's like, delete.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, I was never. You guys are serious? I was never gonna do that.
Yeah, that'd be stupid.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, it's just cool to hear just somebody's talented yourself. Just like what what you would desire, what you need, what would make your job fulfilling or like good, for lack of a better description. Like it's just fascinating to learn, and like I just appreciate you sharing that and shedding some light on that.
Yeah, for sure. And one other thing is like what I was saying with the melodies and stuff. Like it helps stylistically to figure out what you're gonna do too. Because if the song sounds more blackened, then you want to write something that sounds like black metal, and if it sounds grindy, then you want to do grind stuff, and so on and so forth.
Cool, bro.
Yeah.
So, Alan, what's a dream tour for you?
Ooh, dream tour.
PJs, BB Bop,
Oh yeah, it's about the food, not the bands, for sure.
Krispy Kreme from AJ because they're the best.
Dude, yes. And does that exist only in Ohio? I can't remember. The original.
Chillicothe has the only real Krispy Kreme with the C's.
Okay, well then we have to play a date there. Man, as far as I think it's cool because like the band has toured with so many different bands, and we've never had to be too like particular about who we've gone out with. But goddamn, this is so tough. I guess it's hard because I don't know whether to answer with like my personal favorites that would make sense for the band, or just go, in a route that sort of makes a little bit more sense for things stylistically that we would mesh with. For sure, Mastodon, like honestly, if you asked me in fucking high school, I would want to be on this like Mastodon Lamb of God tour that's happening. And I was even thinking like that shit, it's like, you know, the Miasma like 20-year anniversary, I think, like 2005 was when it came out. And unfortunately, like Miasma was not as big as what was it, Nocturnal. But man, if Nocturnal would have come out, I feel like that would have been, at that time, it would have been the perfect like tour of all three of us going out and playing like some of the biggest albums that we have.
Chase your dreams, make it happen,
dude. I would love for Slipknot to ask us to come out and play with them, because like, I mean, they just play huge places, and you know, they were another, like I said, huge influence of mine. And yeah, and without like racking my brain for too long about the super, I guess, like weird stuff that I would like, we already did a tour of Meshuggah, so that's another fucking awesome tour. But yeah, Mastodon, Lamb of God, Slipknot, I'd say all those would be some stuff to look forward to big time.
I'm pretty sure Xander is like good friends with Jim Root. He could probably make that happen.
Oh, dude, it would be incredible. Please kiss him, open mouth kiss him, do whatever you got to do to sweeten up the deal.
You and me,
bro,
both, baby.
Yeah, for you, bro, I got you.
What about me?
Oh, dude, yeah, you're going on tour too, dude.
Anybody who has the ability to, please do whatever you can, and make sure you say, bring out Dahlia next time.
Yeah, in between smooches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, bro. I'll see what I can do. I gotta work on my kissing
People
game.
want Dahlia at Pale Fest, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Are you doing it at the same time every year?
We don't know if we're doing it this year.
Put out Hellfest 3D. No,
So
that was
hypothetically,
public, bro.
Hypothetically, if you were doing it, AJ,
You didn't say anything though.
when would it be? Hypothetically,
Hypothetically, if it happened, it would be Friday and Saturday, the 8th and 9th of November, Veterans Day weekend.
okay.
I was hoping you were just gonna give us like, it would be like Friday and Saturday at some point.
Yeah. It'll be like this weekend, I think.
Oh, awesome! That gives us plenty of time.
Yeah. We're in there.
Dahlia, they'll be back from Europe by then, so I think that'd be a great place, and have them come. That'd be the shit.
Yeah, I'm sure it's cheap.
I will say, however, this might be the first time in band history, or at least my time in the band, that we have basically we have this year and almost all of 2025 already like figured out, and that's never really happened. Like most of the time we know about half the year, and then once we get into about maybe like April, then we kind of like figure out the latter half, and then, you know, stuff starts coming together in the fall for like the next year. But yeah, surprisingly, it's just like, nope, you guys are gonna do this, and it's like, oh, cool. All right, well, that's really nice to be able to plan anything for once. In between that, I mean.
Are you bringing Evan with you again, please?
Oh yeah, definitely. Evan's our guy for sure, until he doesn't want to be.
I love that so much.
He's been a great addition for our crew, and yeah, we're really stoked to have gotten the chance to you know, take him out and find our guy, because we've, you know, for one reason or another, we just like haven't had the same lighting guys for too long, and I think he really likes it, and we like him, so as long as he'll have us, we'll do it.
Dude, he's special. I told you the night that we left, I was like, who is that? Because he has really, really good energy. And I was actually texting him this morning because he's so stoked that I'm getting on a plane. And he's such a good hype man, and he's so fucking not. God, I just love that guy.
Is this your first like flight or something?
Yeah, it's my biggest fear.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
about to tackle that head on.
Yeah, 5.5 hours of tackling it.
Dude, you should watch
God,
Castaway. You should watch Castaway the night before.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's a really good. It's a great. Dude,
That's
that'll
weird.
get you
I
hyped.
was literally gonna bring my volleyball on the flight. So
Wilson.
said that.
See,
Yeah.
it's a good luck. It's a good luck charm.
Hell yeah.
But you said you're going to Seattle, so like it would be the lamest Castaway ever, where like you get stranded in the Midwest somewhere. Like when your plane goes down, you're like, I'm in a cornfield in Nebraska.
I'm in a Waffle House at Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what?
they're out of syrup. No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Waffle House is all right, man.
Xander,
you'll be
everyone's
fine.
been asking. Can you
Yeah.
show us your shirt that you're pimping out tonight?
Are people really asking, or do you want to see it?
Multiple people, and also I want
Oh.
to see it.
I did see it.
This is Madonna. I am a huge Alan. I'm a huge fan of like pop music. This isn't like ironic. Like I really sincerely love it. And
I like the design.
Someone
dude,
asked
yeah.
about that earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
They said, I have a fun question for everyone. What is your favorite current non-metal artist?
Ooh. Okay, everybody else answer before me. I'll go last.
Favorite current
Yeah, so-
non-metal?
So like I would say like no rock, no grunge, like rap, hip hop, R&B,
Yeah.
disco, like
I'm tied up Lil Wayne and Billy Strings.
That's not current. Lil Wayne's old. He's like 87. Fuck that
Lil
dude.
Wayne gets better every
he's
fucking-
your age, bro.
Every mixtape he gets better. I would choose this Wayne over fucking 2008 Wayne any day.
Lil
Shit.
Wayne's a nasty guitarist, by the way, too. Have you seen him just absolutely just
I guess
shred
I
it up?
can't pick him then because he is a metal artist.
Yeah, dude. The Prom Queen, that song's fire. That breakdown, dude, forget about it. I'll see, like I don't listen to current music, truthfully. Like I don't. So I would say like
Well,
I was
just
listening-
current in a sense of like what you listen to.
I was
now.
listening to a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire recently. So like that's my current. I love Earth, Wind, and Fire.
For me, that's something that's not metal. That's
Dude,
current.
Fall Out Boy. They're like rock. Never mind.
Yeah.
Griselda, Billy the Butcher, Benny the Butcher. I'm sorry, Billy the Butcher, Benny the Butcher, Griselda. Some hardcore rap. It's kind of like the late '90s, early 2000s rap when it was fucking dope instead of this pussy garbage shit that's nowadays. So.
Okay, bro.
You
I'm
really?
just being honest with you guys. We're family here, so I just
Yeah,
wanted to be
dude.
honest. And then obviously like all the stuff I listen to, like 80s pop,
Yeah, so good. Like
like
Cyndi
Depeche
Lauper.
Mode. Fucking love Depeche Mode. It's my
That's
favorite.
kind of rock, but
They're like the godfathers of industrial music. They were the first, definitely. I'd say. What about you, Alan?
Man, you guys are really killing me here with the no rock thing, because like as much as I want to try, I'm literally scrolling through my like favorite songs playlist on Spotify right now.
yeah.
I'm trying to find bands that are as far from that as possible, but I feel like I just kind of like some of my favorite artists are sort of leaning in that direction. I guess I would say, and this is like a super not creative answer or whatever, but like I'm just choosing a band that also has like a great discography, but I think Radiohead is like one of my favorite bands.
That's a good pick.
And-
That's a great pick.
Hell yeah.
Okay, good. Because I was gonna say they're not as rock as they used to be, or as grunge as they used to be. They definitely like
No.
went all over the place. But yeah, for the longest time, they've been one of my favorites.
Xander, didn't I send you a song? I think one of the best songs of all time to me, like one of the most perfectly written songs, is Karma Police. The song is
Yes.
the fucking shit. Didn't I send that to you? I was like, dude, check this out.
Yes, you did.
They I got to see him for the first time and only time really back in 2018, I want to say, and they closed out the show with that, and man, it was so good. And then they just like, you know, scaled it back, and it's just like Tom singing the, you know, the last part of the song by himself, but like the entire arena was like singing along, and it was just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so fucking good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is
Do you
cool.
guys all have Spotify? Is that what
Yeah.
you guys use?
Mhm.
Hold up your
Yeah.
Spotify. Let's see them.
Oh God. Hope it's nothing.
I have my
embarrassing.
Brazzers app open. You want me to put that up so you can see what I've been watching?
Does that have your last 8 searches?
Of course it does.
Okay, perfect.
My stuff is pretty boring. I got like podcasts on there.
Mine's a lot of midget stuff. Oh, cool.
Be Real is also on there because I couldn't remember who the fuck Be Real was, and I was looking at. I was
Cypress
looking
Hill.
at.
I got an ad real quick. Hold on.
What
Trying
the
to
fuck
get
is
to
that?
this ad.
Oh, it's an ad.
Yeah, it's like some guy slaying something.
You don't have premium, bro?
Yeah, dude. what
Nah,
do we do?
dude. In this economy, are you nuts?
Oh my God, I couldn't stand having to listen to albums by random, you know, picks.
Oh, dude, it's thrill of the hunt, dude.
Not in my Christian town.
Yeah.
If I got an earworm, I have to listen to that song. I can't be like forced to hear.
I just YouTube it though.
That's true.
You have YouTube Premium?
Hell no, dude.
I don't either. Fuck
I don't have
YouTube
anything premium.
Every time I go somewhere else and watch YouTube on their TV, it freaks me out to see an ad because I've done premium for so long. I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude,
Oh,
I go to my channel and I just let it play and I leave their house.
I have
Anybody-
Perv Mom's Premium. It's fucking great. You guys check it out.
I was gonna say anybody who doesn't want to pay the premium to listen to something on YouTube and be able to like lock your phone or whatever. There's this app called Musi, MUSI, and yeah, it'll let you take the link of any YouTube video and play it on their app, and then you'll be able to lock it and, you know, play an entire album if you want to or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No premium. Is this some peasant joke? I don't understand. Yo, all right, Will. What's your deal,
That's
bro?
right.
Dude,
I'm living the middle class life. Thank you very
Imagine
much.
not having Spotify Premium. Yeah, fuck you guys. Yeah. What the fuck, bro?
I still love you.
I realize this is a committee meeting. Like,
We still love you, Xander. You're the man. Don't worry.
Poor.
I know we're getting up to the end of the show. So real quick, let's go around. Xander, what do you have going on before our next show, before you go on tour? What else you have going on, bro?
when's our next show?
Before you leave. So I
Okay.
don't know. We'll coordinate that probably like sometime early to mid March before you go. So
Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I really don't have much, just practicing. And just hanging out. That's all I'm really doing. Pretty low key, pretty not busy right now. It's kind of maintenance mode with like doing the whole YouTube thing and all that. So not too much going on. I'm pretty living a pretty mundane life right now. I'm kind of excited for it.
awesome. This is pretty interesting. I haven't seen this one in the chat ever. Who in the
Dude, that's fucking great. That's such a
is
great question.
good?
Is
Wow.
it premium?
Yeah, dude. I'm out, dude. I can't afford that.
I'm not in the comments, but I'll take it. But don't disappoint me, because there's nothing worse than going for that and just being like, man, this was not worth it.
Could have done it on my own.
AJ, what about you? What do you have going on?
That's such a funny comment.
That is great.
You know, just really hoping that Pale Fest 3 happens, trying to figure that out. We got told no by the venue that we wanted, so that's
Oh man, that's
set us back a little bit. And really, like, my whole every night has been consumed by the fear that I have of this flight. So I get sick till about 3 a.m. But the trip will be worth it. I can't wait to go hang out with one of my favorite bands again. It was the best weekend I ever had going on the road with them for a minute. So
Who is this band?
Crypta.
We know. We're
Nice.
just trying to make sure that everyone in the chat knew. And
So I'm
watching.
time out. I'm gonna be completely honest. I had no clue. So I just fucking walked right into that.
Oh, you didn't watch my vlog? That's cool.
No, actually I did. I fucking liked it and was like, wow, I fucking rewatched it. But I didn't want to
I didn't
assume.
get to the vlog because you had so many commercials to sit through.
AJ, you don't smoke weed, right? Oh, okay, because I was gonna say, it could go either way, but like if you took an edible before your flight, like an hour before you like get through security and everything, hopefully that shit would knock you out for the rest of the flight. But it could also make you super paranoid. So
Look, Xander doesn't even have the fucking streaming premium
Yeah,
package.
dude, they shut off my internet.
Xander having that.
Dude, they shut off my internet. I had to use my local hotspot.
hamster stopped running on the wheel.
So here's my plan. Half the people, well, more than half the people say it's a bad idea, but I can't picture a better idea. I'm going to deprive myself of sleep for like 36 hours.
Dope.
Evan was shitting on me for this earlier. And then I'll be so tired already that when I get there and I get checked in and I'm about to board, I can fucking take like some ZQuil or whatever it is to really just like set it in stone that I'll be way too tired to exist.
That is an extreme way, but it will work. ZQuil might knock you out for much longer than 5 hours. So, at least you'll wake up drowsy as hell.
Yeah, I hope they're like shaking me, like, "Hey, we landed. Get the fuck off the plane."
That's true.
By the time you wake up, they'll be like, "Hey, I got some bad news. It's time for your return flight."
Yeah, we're back in Ohio.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. It'll be okay. I am fucking terrified. I think once I get up there, I'll be fine because I won't have a choice. But like getting on the plane and letting it take off is going to be rough.
You'll be great, bro.
Hey, man, I survived all my flights. So
Me too. Me too.
Al, that's a good point. Yeah, I haven't died from my flight yet. So
logistically, I know all the things. I don't even know why I'm scared. I can't say it's the heights, and I'm not claustrophobic, and I'm whatever. And like, there's even an app you can download where you can type in like what airline you're flying, what your takeoff and destination is, what the airplane make and model is, and it'll tell you like your chances of going down. And it's like you could take this flight every day for 11,000 years and you won't go down or whatever. And I'm still just fucking like sick to my stomach over it. So
they're like, today is actually a little bit more statistically inclined to die. So sorry about that.
Yeah, I heard only 1 in 3 planes go down, so I should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they all technically go down. I mean, they all land. Just depends on how smooth it is.
I wish they went down sexually.
Ooh.
Dude,
AJ,
sick,
we
man.
have a message from Joey Franco Jordison, says, "Love your mask, AG." So he's
loves my slop knot masks. I love that my name is 2 letters and people still fuck it up.
That's great. Alan, anything else do you want to chat about a little bit from you or Black Dahlia? Anything else you want to promote before we finish up?
Just if anybody is from Australia, New Zealand, or one of the many countries in Europe that we'll be going to, or you happen to be going to one of those festivals over there in Europe, check and see if we're there. And other than that, I'm just going to be practicing. I'm going to try and work on some drum covers and stuff of some various material. Like, want to get some of these singles that we're going to be releasing done, just so that way I can have like a coinciding like release with it. And
Nice.
Then trying to do a drum video, or not a drum video, another unboxing video. I got like a Roland TD50, which is the like newest V drum kit it's about 5, 6, 7 years old at this point, but still new to me. And yeah, and then just gonna be doing shit with the band the rest of the year. So
That's awesome. Good, man. A couple quick things. I want to thank Xander, and I want to thank AJ and Corey. It's always great to see you guys each month. Alan, really appreciate you taking the time, and we're all excited to hear some new Black Dahlia Murder, and hope to see you soon touring. And
yeah, well, thank you guys.
Yeah, bro.
thanks for coming on.
man.
You're always welcome back. And Cheese, yeah, absolutely. Well, AJ thanks you. You didn't do shit for me, Cheese. So, but when you do, I'll thank you. But AJ definitely appreciates your love and support. And the last person I want to thank is Kurt. Kurt's the man. Kurt is, put together the amazing thumbnail, and love Kurt. Kurt's the man. So I know he's back there somewhere. So Kurt 5150, love you. And we'll see you guys. Beez Company will come back to you at some point early March. And when you get a chance, check out the House Masks. If you haven't subscribed to that channel, you fucked up. You just did. Just go correct that mistake. Same with XRC, Xander Raymond Charles, fucking one of the best guitarists I know. Probably, yeah. So go check him out as well. He's got some great videos.
Thanks, man.
And you're watching on the bus. Fucking hang out with us every Wednesday. So that's it. That's all I got. See everyone Wednesday, and stay tuned. Alan, thanks again, man. Really appreciate it. And have a good week, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Take a fucking gander.